Have you ever felt a gentle whisper deep within your soul? A quiet yet persistent nudge urging you to step away from the familiar and into something greater? These moments, often subtle and fleeting, carry profound meaning. They are the beginnings of transformation. This is not just a simple change in circumstances. It is a divine invitation. A call to leave behind the comfortable and embark on a journey into a destiny crafted specifically for you. Throughout life, there are times when we face crossroads, moments where the weight of stagnation grows unbearable, and we begin to sense that change is near. Yet, the path forward often remains unclear, leaving us wondering if we are truly ready to leave the known behind. But what if that uncertainty is part of the call itself? What if the gentle voice you hear is God whispering, "You are about to leave"? In this video, we explore what it means to receive such a call. We'll delve into how God signals life-altering changes, what it means to be one of the chosen, and how to recognize the signs of a divine invitation. Whether you are standing on the threshold of change or simply searching for greater meaning, this is a journey of discovery, a journey to understand the purpose behind the call and the courage it takes to answer it. Are you ready to take the first step? The call to transformation. When God whispers, "You are about to leave," it is more than just a suggestion to move. It is a profound call to transformation. This divine invitation challenges us to step beyond the confines of familiarity and embrace a journey that reshapes not only our circumstances but our very souls. It is an awakening, a moment where God signals that the time has come to evolve spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. This call is not about geographical relocation alone. It is about leaving behind the habits, struggles, and limitations that no longer serve the greater purpose God has designed for us. It requires us to confront areas of stagnation in our lives and let go of the comfort zones that hold us back. When we answer this call, we are not merely changing directions, we are stepping into a new phase of growth and alignment with divine plans. Transformation is rarely easy. It demands faith and courage, often requiring us to abandon the safety of what we know to venture into the unknown. Yet, it is in this process of letting go that we find renewal. We are invited to shed the weight of past burdens and open ourselves to the possibilities of a future filled with purpose and meaning. God's plan is not static, it evolves with us, pulling us toward a destiny far greater than we can imagine. For the chosen, the call to transformation is a sacred responsibility. It is a moment of clarity, where the whispers of God beckon us to leave behind what no longer aligns with His vision for our lives. This journey is not about what we lose but what we gain: faith, growth, and a life lived in harmony with His divine purpose. Are you ready to leave behind the old and step into the extraordinary? This is the essence of transformation, not merely change, but evolution into the person God has destined you to be. Embracing the challenge of being chosen. To be chosen is both an honor and a challenge. When God calls, it is not always a clear or comfortable path. Often, the journey requires us to separate from the familiar, including people, places, and routines that no longer align with our greater purpose. This is not a rejection of others but an acknowledgement that spiritual growth demands focus and intentionality. To walk this path is to embrace a profound transformation that others may not yet understand. The reality of being chosen often includes moments of solitude. Not everyone in our current circle is destined to take the same leap of faith or travel the same road at the same time. Relationships that were once sources of strength may become sources of resistance, as those around us struggle to comprehend our calling. Letting go of these connections, even temporarily, can be painful, but it is a necessary step in fulfilling God's greater plan for our lives. Separation is not about abandonment but alignment. Each person has their own timeline for growth, and God's calling for us may require us to move forward while others remain where they are. This can feel isolating, but it is in these moments of solitude that God often works most powerfully, refining our spirit and deepening our faith. Answering the call also means embracing the responsibility that comes with being chosen. This path demands courage, as it often leads us into the unknown, far beyond the boundaries of our comfort zones. It requires unwavering faith in God's guidance, even when the destination is unclear. The challenges of being chosen are not obstacles to discourage us, but opportunities to grow stronger in faith, to trust in His plan, and to fully commit to the purpose He has set before us. To be chosen is to carry the weight of divine intention. It is a privilege, but it is also a process that will test your resolve, your faith, and your willingness to trust God completely. Yet, through these challenges, you will discover the extraordinary blessings that come with walking the path He has prepared for you. As you embrace the challenges of being chosen, remember that God's strength will sustain you, His wisdom will guide you, and His purpose will always prevail. Recognizing the signs of God's call. God's call often begins as a whisper, a subtle yet persistent signal that something greater awaits. Recognizing this call requires attentiveness, self-reflection, and an openness to divine guidance. These signs, though sometimes easy to overlook, resonate deeply within us, nudging us toward a future filled with purpose and meaning. One of the most common indicators of God's call is a sense of restlessness or dissatisfaction with your current circumstances. You may find yourself longing for something different, something more fulfilling, even if your life seems stable on the surface. This restlessness is not random. It is God stirring your spirit, encouraging you to break free from stagnation and align with His greater plan for your life. Another sign comes through unexpected opportunities or encounters that seem too perfectly timed to be mere coincidence. These divine appointments often align with your deepest desires or purpose, introducing you to new possibilities that feel both exciting and daunting. Perhaps you meet someone who inspires you, or an opportunity arises that challenges you to take a bold step forward. These moments are God's way of opening doors and guiding you toward your destiny. Dreams and inner clarity can also serve as powerful signs of God's call. You might experience a sudden surge of courage, a vision of what lies ahead, or a deep conviction about the path you need to take. These moments of insight, though fleeting, are often divinely inspired, giving you the clarity and confidence needed to take the first step. However, recognizing these signs also involves discernment. Not every feeling of restlessness or opportunity is a divine call. To truly understand, you must seek God in prayer and ask for confirmation. As you do, you may notice recurring patterns or themes in your life that reinforce the message. These patterns, whether through scripture, advice from trusted mentors, or even moments of quiet reflection, help clarify God's intentions for you. Finally, be aware of the emotional resonance of these signs. God's call often brings a mix of excitement, peace, and a sense of purpose, while challenges may arise. The deep inner assurance that you are walking in alignment with His will can provide the strength to persevere. Have you experienced these signs in your life? Have you felt a persistent longing for something more or noticed events aligning in ways that feel divinely orchestrated? These are not coincidences, but God's way of guiding you toward your destiny. Recognizing these signs is the first step in answering His call and stepping into the life He has uniquely designed for you. Take a moment to reflect. Are you ready to embrace the journey? Overcoming challenges and answering the call. Answering God's call is a transformative journey, but it is not without its challenges. These obstacles are a natural part of stepping into a life aligned with divine purpose. Fear of the unknown, resistance from others, and personal doubts are some of the most common hurdles. But each one is an opportunity for growth, faith, and perseverance. 1. Fear of the unknown. The path God calls us to often leads into uncharted territory, which can be intimidating. It is natural to feel apprehensive when leaving behind the familiar to embrace the unknown. This fear, however, is not meant to paralyze us but to strengthen our faith. By focusing on God's promises and recalling how He has guided us in the past, we can find the courage to take the next step. Trusting in His plan and believing that He walks with us through every challenge can transform fear into an act of faith. 2. Resistance from others. Not everyone in our lives will understand or support the decisions we make when following God's call. Friends and family may question your choices or try to persuade you to stay within the comfort of the familiar. While their intentions may be well-meaning, they can create doubt and hesitation. It is crucial to remember that God's call is personal and specific to you. Surround yourself with those who uplift and encourage your spiritual journey, and gently release those who cannot align with your purpose. 3. Personal doubts and insecurities. Doubt can be one of the most significant barriers to answering God's call. You may question your abilities, worthiness, or whether you are truly hearing His voice. These doubts often stem from focusing on your limitations rather than God's power. Combat this by reminding yourself of the unique gifts and strengths God has given you and by trusting that He equips those He calls. Positive affirmations and prayer can help you silence self-doubt and embrace the confidence needed to move forward. 4. Overcoming resistance within. Sometimes, the greatest challenge is internal. Old habits, limiting beliefs, or lingering fears can hold us back from fully committing to God's plan. Recognizing these internal barriers and actively working to release them is essential for growth. This requires self-reflection, prayer, and a willingness to surrender control to God. By letting go of what no longer serves us, we create space for His blessings and guidance to flow freely into our lives. 5. Perseverance in the face of challenges. The journey of answering God's call is rarely smooth. Challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt will arise. However, these difficulties are opportunities to deepen your faith and refine your character. Perseverance is key. Holding on to God's promises and trusting in His timing can help you overcome obstacles and remain steadfast on the path He has set for you. Final encouragement. As you face these challenges, remember that God's call is not about perfection but faithfulness. He does not expect you to have all the answers or to be fearless at every step. Instead, He asks for your trust and your willingness to follow Him. By relying on His strength and seeking His guidance in moments of doubt, you can overcome any obstacle and move closer to the life He has designed for you. Each challenge is a stepping stone towards spiritual growth and fulfillment. As you continue on this path, hold on to the truth that God's call is not just about where you are going but who you are becoming. Through faith, perseverance, and trust, you will discover the extraordinary blessings that come with answering His call. Biblical examples of God's call. Throughout Scripture, we see profound examples of how God calls individuals to fulfill His purpose. These stories illustrate that God's call often comes during moments of uncertainty or inadequacy, and that He equips those He chooses. Each example provides valuable lessons about faith, obedience, and transformation. 1. Moses, preparation and overcoming inadequacy. Moses' life is a testament to how God prepares us for His call, even when we feel unworthy or ill-equipped. Divided into 3 distinct phases: his years in Egypt, his time as a shepherd, and his leadership of Israel, Moses' journey shows that every experience plays a role in God's plan. At the burning bush, Moses encountered God's call to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. Overwhelmed by feelings of inadequacy, he doubted his ability to fulfill such a monumental task, citing his lack of eloquence and fear of the Egyptians. Yet, God reassured Moses, equipping him with the tools and support needed to succeed. This story teaches us that God does not call the qualified, He qualifies the called. Like Moses, we must trust that God's strength will overcome our weaknesses. 2. Samuel, obedience and faithfulness. Samuel's call came at a young age when the word of the Lord was rare. As a boy serving under Eli, Samuel heard God's voice but did not recognize it at first. With Eli's guidance, he responded, "Speak, for your servant is listening." 1 Samuel 3 verse 10. From that moment, Samuel became a faithful servant, playing a crucial role in guiding Israel and pointing the nation toward the coming Messiah. Samuel's story highlights the importance of listening and being ready to act when God calls, regardless of age or experience. His simple yet profound response reminds us to approach God's call with humility and a willingness to obey, trusting that He will use us for His glory. 3. Isaiah, restoration and readiness. Isaiah's call came during a vision in the temple, where he encountered God's holiness and was overwhelmed by his own sinfulness. "Woe to me! I am ruined, for I am a man of unclean lips." Isaiah 6 verse 5. Isaiah lamented. Yet, God cleansed and restored him, preparing him for the task ahead. When God asked, "Whom shall I send?" Isaiah responded with faith and readiness. "Here am I, send me." Isaiah 6 verse 8. Isaiah's story demonstrates that God's call often involves restoration and preparation. Even when we feel unworthy, God equips us to carry out His mission. It is a reminder that God's grace transforms us, enabling us to fulfill His purpose. Lessons from these examples. These biblical stories share common themes. God calls in unexpected moments. Moses encountered God in the wilderness. Samuel heard Him as a child. And Isaiah was called in a vision. God's call can come when we least expect it, often in moments of doubt or transition. God equips the called. Moses lacked confidence. Samuel was young, and Isaiah felt unworthy. Yet, God provided each of them with the tools, strength, and support they needed to succeed. Obedience brings transformation. Each of these individuals experienced profound change by answering God's call, aligning their lives with His greater plan. Final reflection. These examples remind us that God's call is unique to each individual, but the principles remain the same. He prepares us, calls us to trust Him, and uses our obedience to accomplish His purpose. As we face our own divine invitations, may we draw inspiration from these stories and respond with faith, saying, "Here am I, send me." Practical steps to discern and respond. Recognizing and responding to God's call can feel overwhelming, especially when the path forward is unclear. However, by taking deliberate steps, you can gain clarity and confidence in aligning your life with His purpose. These steps focus on self-reflection, prayer, and faithful action, helping you navigate the journey with assurance. 1. Cultivate a heart of prayer. Prayer is the foundation for discerning God's call. Regularly seek His guidance, asking Him to reveal His plan for your life. Through prayer, you create space to hear His voice and gain clarity on what He is asking of you. Be honest in your conversations with God. Share your fears, uncertainties, and desires, and trust that He will provide direction. 2. Pay attention to recurrent themes. God often speaks through patterns or repeated signs in your life. These may include scripture passages that resonate deeply, advice from trusted mentors, or unexpected opportunities that align with your passions. Reflect on these themes and consider how they might connect to a greater purpose. Journaling can be a helpful tool for tracking these insights and recognizing patterns over time. 3. Test the call through scripture and confirmation. To ensure that what you perceive as God's call aligns with His will, compare it to biblical principles. God's call will never contradict His word. Additionally, seek confirmation through prayer, circumstances, or input from wise, spiritually mature individuals. Trusted mentors or faith leaders can provide valuable perspective and help you discern if what you're experiencing is truly from God. 4. Reflect on your passions and talents. God's call often aligns with the gifts and desires He has placed within you. Consider your unique skills, passions, and the ways you feel most fulfilled when serving others. These can serve as clues to the specific purpose God has designed for your life. Ask yourself, what stirs my heart? How can I use my talents to glorify God and serve His kingdom? 5. Take small steps of obedience. Once you sense God's call, begin taking small, faithful steps toward it. You don't need to have the entire journey mapped out. Trust that God will reveal the next step as you move forward. These actions could include reaching out to a mentor, volunteering in a relevant area, or dedicating time to learn and grow in the direction God is leading you. Obedience, even in small things, opens the door for greater blessings. 6. Embrace patience and trust in God's timing. God's call may not unfold immediately. There may be seasons of waiting and preparation before you are ready to fully step into your purpose. Use this time to deepen your relationship with God, sharpen your skills, and remain faithful in your current responsibilities. Trust that His timing is perfect, and He will open the right doors at the right time. 7. Be ready to let go. Responding to God's call often requires releasing what no longer serves your purpose. This might mean stepping away from certain relationships, habits, or environments that hold you back. Letting go can be painful, but it creates space for the new opportunities and blessings God has prepared for you. Trust that He will provide the strength and support you need during this process. 8. Seek accountability and community. Surround yourself with people who share your faith and will encourage you in your journey. Accountability partners, small groups, or spiritual mentors can provide guidance, support, and prayer as you discern and respond to God's call. Community helps you stay focused and grounded, especially during times of doubt or difficulty. 9. Move with confidence. When you receive clarity about God's call, act decisively. Delayed obedience can result in missed opportunities or delayed blessings. Trust in God's provision and move forward with confidence, knowing that He will equip you for every challenge. As you take action, remain open to His guidance and be willing to adjust your course as needed. Final encouragement. Discerning and responding to God's call is a journey that requires faith, humility, and perseverance. By seeking Him in prayer, reflecting on the signs and patterns in your life, and taking small steps of obedience, you position yourself to walk fully in the purpose He has designed for you. Remember, you are not alone. God is with you every step of the way, ready to guide and strengthen you. Embrace the process with confidence, and trust that He will lead you into a life of fulfillment, purpose, and divine alignment. Final encouragement and call to action. As you stand on the threshold of change, remember this: God's call is an invitation to step into the extraordinary. It's not just about where you're going, but who you're becoming, a person aligned with His divine purpose, equipped to make a difference in the world. This journey is uniquely yours, and while it may be challenging, it is also filled with blessings beyond anything you can imagine. You are not called by accident. The signs, the restlessness, the whispers, they are all intentional. They are God's way of drawing you closer to Him and guiding you into a life of deeper meaning. He has chosen you for this path because He knows your potential, your strengths, and your ability to fulfill the purpose He has designed for you. Trust that He sees the bigger picture, even when the way forward feels uncertain. As you prepare to answer His call, take a moment to reflect. Have you noticed the signs of His guidance in your life? Do you feel the stirrings of something greater? If so, this is your moment to embrace the transformation ahead. Let go of fear and hesitation, and step boldly into the future God has prepared for you. Your next steps. Pray for clarity and strength. Ask God to confirm His call in your life and to give you the courage to respond. Trust that He will provide the answers and guidance you seek. Take action immediately. Delayed obedience can lead to missed opportunities. Whether it's reaching out to someone, making a change, or stepping into a new role, begin today. Trust the process. The path may not always be clear, but with each step, God will reveal more of His plan. Lean into your faith and trust that He is walking with you. A final word of encouragement. This journey will test you. It will challenge your faith, stretch your comfort zone, and require you to leave behind things that no longer align with God's purpose. But through it all, you will grow stronger, wiser, and closer to the person He created you to be. Remember, you are not alone. God is with you, guiding your every step and surrounding you with His love and protection. As you move forward, hold on to His promises and let His word be your anchor. When doubts arise, remind yourself that you are chosen, equipped, and called for a purpose far greater than you can imagine. So, are you ready to answer the call? Are you prepared to step into the life God has uniquely designed for you? Embrace this moment of transformation with faith and determination. The journey ahead is not easy, but it is worth it. God's blessings await, and His plans for you are good. Go forth boldly, trusting that the one who called you is faithful. Your journey is just beginning, and with each step, you are moving closer to the purpose, fulfillment, and joy that God has promised. Take the first step today. Your future awaits.